This is NR2003 Predicts. We take the entry list of the top 3 NASCAR series, run them through the N ratings algorithm, set them up by their provisional lineup, and see what the computer says will be the finishing order on race day. In Saturday's truck race, with little competition, Kyle Busch comes to the line first, followed by Sheldon Creed, Stuart Friesen, Alex Bowman, and Zane Smith. Carson Hocevar, Christian Eckes, Chandler Smith also up there inside the top 10. John Hunter Nemechek, not the greatest of days. He finishes all the way back in 26th. And Tanner Gray, who started the year off with 3 straight top 10s, he finishes in 35th position. And in the Xfinity race, it was Josh Berry who was able to come to the line first. Looks like there might have been a little bit of strategy involved in that one, as Parker Kligerman in the number 35 comes home in second place. Also contributing to that odd top 5 are Preston Pardus in third, Josh Bilicki in fourth, and then Cole Custer in fifth. The Roadrunner AJ Allmendinger ends up in the 9th position. It is now time for Cup racing at COTA. Ryan Blaney claimed the pole. Daniel Suarez came up just a little bit short at the end of qualifying. He'll start on the outside pole. Coming down the front straightaway and up the hill, green flag out here in Texas. Blaney sweeps down the hill with a great launch. He gets away from the whole rest of the pack and takes the early lead here down in Austin. Had an issue here in the first corner. Kyle Busch loose coming off the exit and right into the side of the 3 car. Both of them go around. And then coming down the front straightaway, Daniel Suarez lost some positions. And then as he entered the end of the straightaway, wheel hopped into Alex Bowman. And that is actually terminal damage. Daniel Suarez already out of this race. Last year's pole sitter was Tyler Reddick, the inaugural event. He finished 9th overall in that race. At the moment, he's had a pretty decent run. He's up to 4th place now. Chase Elliott, the winner of that event. Obviously, a pretty limited sample size, these stats are. 1 race only. Elliott grabbing the victory in a rain-shortened event. Became a little bit chaotic, and they eventually called it. Looking off the front end of Martin Truex Jr., we see Ross Chastain, who was able to claim a top 5 here last season. This was actually the side of his first Cup top 5, driving for Chip Ganassi Racing. And at the moment, he has a streak of 3 top 5s. 3 straight top 3s, if you want to make it a little bit more impressive. Michael McDowell got a top 10 here last season, but he already has issues. You can see the hood is off of that car. There have been multiple cars getting into each other near the back of the field, and some of them have already opted to pit. Get that damage repaired. Joey Logano led the most laps here last season, 14 in total. He would end up finishing 3rd in that event. Currently, he runs in 3rd position, and it would look like he was away from everybody, but he is indeed in 3rd place. Alex Bowman catching up to Ryan Blaney at the end of the stage, but it will go green the entire way despite all the incidents, and Blaney will take the stage. Bowman right behind him, then Logano, Chase Elliott, and Tyler Reddick. Couple of race winners this season, Chase Briscoe and Austin Cindric, also grabbing points in this stage. As we enter stage 2, a couple of drivers that pitted early to get their damage repaired. William Byron and Michael McDowell are on the front row. They did not come to pit that time. More problems off turn 1 as Ty Dillon gets loose. He's going to get run into by his brother Austin Dillon. It looks like the 42 has some more issues than that. He is going to take it behind the wall. Sounds like his day is done. And then a big stack up here, exiting the straightaway. And Joey Hand looks like he's going to get the worst of it near the back of that pack. Bunch of front-end damage is going to take him out of this one. And then a little bit of a dump right here. Kyle Larson coming off that same corner. He's going to turn Chase Briscoe. And now we've got a yellow flag, full course caution out because just too much debris on the racetrack. And Brad Keselowski going down to pit lane. Mechanical issues for him, crawling into the pits. He has had a tumultuous week. Major penalties for body modifications from his car at Atlanta. 100 points down puts him last among the drivers full time in the series. So we head back to the green flag. Up the hill we go. And if problems couldn't be any worse for Denny Hamlin, he gets run into from the side. That was Christopher Bell and Loris Hesmans that tangled, and I want to believe that the 20 got some help there. That kind of forced him there. William Byron coming off a victory at Atlanta. Puts him into the playoffs, and he's going to get dumped in the corner. Through the S's, Justin Haley turns to the 24 into the wall. And it looks like now Byron's stuck in the sand. He's going to need some help to get out of that one. Kyle Larson, the runner-up in that event last season, trying to battle with AJ Allmendinger. Allmendinger won the Xfinity race yesterday. Trying to see what he can do to challenge him. Looks like Chase Elliott is going to be the stage winner here. Logano, Bowman, Blaney, and Chris Buescher make up the top 5 as Allmendinger finds his way up to 6th place. Larson there in 8th spot. Oh man, and more problems for a Ford driver with mechanical issues. Joey Logano now pulling it off to the side as we're about to come to the green flag. So now Logano drops out of this race with issues. And as we hit the green flag, Elliott, the stage winner, trying to get around Harrison Burton, who's slow on the restart. Had some issues there. And another stack up off the end of the front straightaway. Big hit. Austin Dillon running into the back of the 17 and getting him off his back wheels. But some serious damage to the 17 car. And now both of the RFK Racing drivers are going to drop out of this one. Allmendinger making his run up toward the front. He is making moves. Trying to go around the 10 car. That would be for 3rd position. And here he comes, trying to pass Ryan Blaney for the lead, and there's contact! And that's at the end of the straightaway. Once again, wheel hop into the back of the 12 car. And Allmendinger does take the lead, but it's only going to be briefly. He's going to come down and get that damage repaired after running into the back of the 12, and he's going to lose that lead and many other positions as we see them shooting down the front straightaway. And now Chase Briscoe making his move up toward the front. He's gotten some stage points here today, and now he's trying to fight for the lead. Coming off of turn 1, looks like he's going to be able to get that lead and clear Blaney. Here's the driver we haven't talked about yet today. Austin Cindric led laps in this event last season. And that was when he was making a limited number of starts for Team Penske. And he showed that he is capable at this type of racetrack, but we already knew that from his years in the Xfinity Series. Here we come down for scheduled green flag stops. Looks like Bowman and Reddick will come down first. Then it will be Briscoe. And they are just within their fuel window, so they will be able to make it to the end on their gas tank as long as we don't hit overtime. Chase Elliott will take a couple more laps to come in. And now Briscoe looks like he has a wide lead over the rest of the field. AJ Allmendinger has found his way back to 2nd place, but I'm pretty sure that he is not within the fuel window to make it to the end. Blaney has slipped back since leading this race. It just doesn't look like the 12 car has the speed anymore, as now he's being challenged by Corey LaJoie, and you can barely tell it based on that hood, but this is Allmendinger, and he is coming in short of the checkered flag. Not enough gas based on when he came in to repair that damage. Got to give a shout out to the road ringers that are entered in today's event. Andy Lowy, who is still on the lead lap, having a pretty decent run. So is Kaz Gralla, not necessarily a road ringer, but part-time and pretty decent at road courses. Finished top 10 at Daytona a couple of years ago. Boris said Joey Hand also in this race. Justin Haley trying to work his way. He was just in the top 10. It looks like Kaz Gralla actually just took that spot. What a run for that 50 team, but Justin Haley, pretty decent at the road course. He finished top 10 in all of them in the Xfinity Series last year and grabbed a top 10 running for Spire at Indianapolis last year. We are in the white flag lap, and Chase Briscoe is running away with this one. Grabbed his first career Cup victory at Phoenix just a couple of weeks ago, and at the moment, he is showing major speed in a very chaotic and incident-filled race here at COTA. And he's certainly capable on these road courses. He grabbed 2 victories in the Xfinity Series, driving on a road course at Charlotte Roval and also at Indianapolis. And at the moment, he is coming around the corner, and he is doing exactly what he needs to do to show himself as a force in this year's playoffs. Briscoe coming down to the line and checkered flag for the 14 car. Great run for Briscoe, already a part of the playoffs, but just adding to his playoff points. And he will take Victory here in Texas, followed by Chase Elliott. Looks like it was a good day to be named Chase. Martin Truex Jr., Alex Bowman, Tyler Reddick will make up the top 5, and Austin Cindric, a very capable road racer, finishes in the 6th position. Eric Almirola was able to grab another top 10, and as was Michael McDowell, despite all that damage early on in the race. Kaz Grala also found his way up into the top 10, just passing up Justin Haley, who we mentioned earlier. Corey LaJoy up there in the 12th position. Ryan Blaney obviously wanted to do a lot better after leading most of this race. He finishes 15th. AJ Allmendinger just in front of him. Kevin Harvick, the first car on the lead lap. Andy Lally, the first one off it. Overall, just a lot of incidents, body contact, and drivers just finishing not in the place that they should be. Kyle Larson back there in 21st. Joey Logano in 32nd. Denny Hamlin 34th. Tough days for those that were looking to have a great day here on the road course. That is it for NR2003 Predicts. We hope you enjoyed the race, and we will see you all next time.